So at the start of the year, start of 2022, my wife and I were feeling a bit uninspired and a bit bored. We were stuck inside because of all the COVID lockdowns as well, that we were going to spend this year going on a trip every month. One trip a month around our home country of Scotland, doing something we'd always really wanted to do, which was explore where we lived. I'd not long picked up photography as a hobby, and I was really enjoying it, so we thought what better excuse to get out there and see some amazing places and some beautiful places that honestly we'll probably remember forever. Some of the sights we've seen were incredible. On these trips, we saw loads of camper vans and motorhomes, and we thought, hey, that would be great. Let's see if we can do something along those kind of lines. We looked at like vans and we looked at motorhomes and conversions, and nothing really felt right for us. So as summer approached, we started camping and we really enjoyed this. In May we done the North Coast 500. And the lack of organisation in the car was starting to get to us at this point. It was honestly absolutely awful. We came across videos of people on YouTube using Jeep Wranglers with rooftop tents on them, and you know what? We instantly fell in love. We thought, this is the thing for us. This is what we need to do. So we looked for one online for sale, and we found one in the area, just the one, and it had all the stuff on it we needed already. It had the roof rack and everything on it, ready to go. So we bought it. We researched tents for weeks, and we kept circling back to the same one. And their warehouse was just minutes from our home. It was their only warehouse in the UK, and it just happened to be minutes from our home. This whole thing was just far too easy and really meant to be. With the tent on the top of the Jeep, the kitchen in the back packed, we set off on our first proper trip to the Isle of Skye. Been up through the Glencoe Valley quite a few times this year, and it's become one of my favourite places to stop and get out and take some snaps, because no matter what time of the year or what time of day, it just looks absolutely incredible. So this time is no different. We stopped, we pulled in, got the drone out and got some video footage and photos. shots. We weren't actually that far from the campsite for the night, where we would park up and enjoy a well-deserved rest after a long drive. For tomorrow we'll be on the Isle of Skye itself.
She said that she was like, you could back in or drive in, whatever works for you, just kind of move about and see. It's actually not that much. So many people are gonna be like,
After a quick little stop in Portree, the next on the list was the Old Man's Store. When we arrived, the place was that busy that we couldn't actually get parked without dumping the car at the side of the road. We thought maybe we could get the drone out and take some pictures with the drone, but this guy made it impossible. We kept headed north, with the next stop being Kilt Rock in Leolt Falls. Next stop, the Kerrang. Actually looks like an alien kind of looking landscape. It's been used in a bunch of movies, and it was actually formed by landslip, and it's still moving to this day, so now you know. We headed back down to the main road and continued following the coast around the north of Skye. Our campsite was at Dunvegan for that night, and we planned to get up early and visit Dunvegan Castle in the morning before heading back onto the mainland of Scotland. We even had time for some stops at some beautiful viewpoints and took in the scenery together. Once we were back on the Scottish mainland, we stopped in at one of the most photographed and probably most recognisable Scottish castles, Eileandonnan Castle. Not far from our campsite for the night at Fort William, we took a detour up over the Rattigan Pass and took in the views of the Five Sisters of Kintail. Not long after that, we arrived at our campsite for the night. We didn't really get much sleep that night. The campsite was quite noisy and the rain was quite bad. So after an early morning, instead of hanging around to make breakfast at the campsite, we thought, you know what, let's just get on the road and we'll find somewhere nice to pull up and sort lunch and breakfast. So we drove into the sunrise of Glencoe, past people still sleeping in their vans, people sleeping outside of the road in their tents, everyone all parked up from the night before. We took a bit of a detour down Glenetiv. We found it quite hard to find somewhere to stop in that didn't already have someone in it. We managed to find a little bit off the road that we could drive the Jeep into and set up for the morning. We sat for hours listening to the water rushing by. This is going to be one of those moments that we'll remember forever. The place was absolutely beautiful. We honestly could have probably just sat there for days, but we had to get back onto the road and head home. We drove past Loch Talla and the reflections were absolutely incredible. We actually turned round and came back because we'll probably never see it like that again, and we couldn't pass up the opportunity to get some amazing footage and pictures. As we got back on the road to head home, we reflected over everything we'd seen the last couple of days and how lucky we are to experience the things that we do. The winding roads made way for the Scottish Central Belt, the place we called home. It wouldn't be long before we were planning our next trip to get away from the daily grind, because that's why we do this. We do this to get away, to see new things, to live life, and just enjoy. But until then, thanks very much for watching this. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time.